They're not here.
Awesome.
Okay, well, we don't usually have this type of Wednesday crowd around here, so I know everybody's here to talk about what we've already talked about. I don't know really what else we can add other than, we got to move on. And like I said earlier today, wish Kelly all the best. Great young man. He made a decision that he thinks is best for him, and so all you can do is support him in that. And even though you don't necessarily agree with it, but that's his decision. And so we got to move forward, and we're definitely not a better team without him, but it's kind of like somebody having a season-ending injury. Somebody's got to step up, and you kind of rally the troops, and you got what you got, and you go back to work. So I thought our guys did a great job today getting back to work and being focused on what we got to do this weekend. And so everybody's going to say, what do you do next? Well, Chase obviously will move up to 2, and it's more reps for him. Ben Batson, good timing. At least that's a positive. He just got put back in practice this week, so we got to get him up to speed. And then Renfro Nation, he'll be our. We'll get a plan for Renfro. He obviously knows everything, but we got to knock the rust off. He really hadn't been back there ball handling and all that, but he's a quick study, and we'll get him up to speed. And then everybody talks about DK, and obviously DK played quarterback in high school, but he doesn't. He's still. There might be a few things that we could do package-wise with him, but right now he's not ready to. He doesn't know the whole system, so that would be really hard and unfair to him. But so we got what we got, and we're excited about getting back on the field. And again, I know y'all are all here doing your jobs, and you got questions, but I'll answer one or two, and then I'm not going to take any more on guys that aren't here. We're going to move on, and it's going to be about this team and the guys that are here. So I understand y'all got to do your job, and so I'll let you do that, and then Saturday or next Tuesday or whenever, I'm not taking any more questions on this situation.
Coach, how'd you tell the team, and what was their reaction?
Well, I didn't have to tell the team. We live in a world where you don't have to tell them anything. It's not like it used to be. Usually, they know everything before I even know it most of the time. So they didn't have to tell me anything. Everybody knew, but we just talked about it as a team, and it's his decision, and you got to support him in that and move on. It's 2018, and you got new rules, and if that's what he thinks is best for him, then you just have to support him in that, because he's an incredible young person, one of the best I've ever been around. And again, whether you like it or not really doesn't matter. That's his right to make that decision. And I wish it was different, but it's not. So we gotta live with it.
Is it more difficult when they know everything already? You don't have to go into a meeting and tell them, or does that take some of the pressure off of you?
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely, it's not more difficult. I mean, because like I said, everybody knows everything. There's no secrets. I would say, back in the day when you didn't, things like that, you just didn't know. You didn't have internet, you didn't have social media, you didn't have stuff like that. There would probably be a little bit more shock effect or something like that. But in today's world, this is just their normal. They know anything and everything that happens.
Kelly made some comments that he found it to be a slap in the face, I think was the phrase that he used. Yeah. Is that disappointing to you to hear? And do you feel like there's anything differently that could have been done and how it was handled?
No, I don't think he was worried about how it was handled. I just think, that's his opinion on the decision. Mm-hmm. But, again, he's certainly entitled to his feelings. I'm not going to tell him how he should or shouldn't feel. But he started for us for 18 games, and he beat out the number 1 quarterback in the country last year. Beat him out. He beat out Derek Cooper as well, who's a top 10, 12 quarterback in the country coming out, and he won the job. And he won the job again this year coming into camp. But as I've told y'all, if it ever changed, we'd know it, and it changed last week. And I'm just a coach, and my job is to put the best guys out there. And you know, it's funny how the quarterback position is just like it's like its own world. You know, we've had a 3-year starter in Sean Pollard, and we start Cade Stewart, and none of y'all showed up. Not a one of you. There wasn't no cameras. There was nothing. You know, and Pollard was disappointed that he didn't get to start. He's been a 3-year starter. He hung in there, and you know, they're competing. That's the way it is. I mean, you know, my job is to make football decisions, and that's all it is, a football decision. And he would have continued to play. He certainly would have continued to help us win, but he disagreed with the decision, and he's entitled to feel however he wants to feel. Sorry he feels that way, but you know, I'm proud of what he did. But at the end of the day, again, my job is to put the best people out there that give this team the best chance to win. And based on 4 games, that's the decision that we made. It wasn't just it's not like Coach Swinney walked in and said, "This is what we're doing." This was everybody. It's a football decision, and that's just, you know, they're tough. It's not easy, especially when you love somebody, and you know. But that's my job. That's my job.
Would you have done?
Never going to apologize for doing my job.
Would you have the timing of it been any different if the redshirt rule thing hadn't been what it was? Or?
That had nothing to do with it. Totally coincidental, to be honest with you. Had nothing to do with that. And but you know, I'm glad it worked out the way it did. This is just what happened Saturday. Mm-hmm. If we'd had a different situation on Saturday, we're not having this discussion. You know, but you know, and it's I easily, you know, I could have said, "Hey, no, let's just start him this week," and now he has no options and his college career's over. But I would never even entertain something like that. That's not who we are. That's not. We're going to do what's right. I did what I think is right in making a decision. Time will tell if I did the right thing. Just like I did what was right when I made Deshaun Watson the starter.
Coach, not to imply that there's anything good about the situation, but does it simplify things at all for you and Coach Streeter, just in terms of getting one quarterback, one starter ready?
I wish we still had him here.
Yeah.
I'd rather him be here. And so, you know, it is what it is. It's just, like I said, it's like somebody having a season-ending injury and they're gone, and you got what you got, and you go back to work, and that's what we've done.
Sorry. Dabo, who are some of the players who have sort of rallied the troops here this week? In Kelly's
I don't know. I'm sure I don't know. I don't go into the locker room. That's their world in there. I mean, I'm sure they've had lots of conversations, but met with the senior group on Monday, and you know, really didn't think. I mean, because he was in the team meeting yesterday, he was in the position meetings yesterday. He just didn't come out of practice. So, you know, that I really didn't know for sure that I knew he was contemplating, but I thought when he came to the meetings and went to the quarterback meetings that he was, you know, coming out of practice. He just decided I guess he didn't want to do it. So.
How did that conversation? How did he bring it up, and how did it go?
What conversation?
With Kelly when he broke the news to you.
Well, he just when we first met on Monday and talked about, you know, the situation and just tried to encourage him. Here's why. You know, we got to move forward and let's go back to work. But he was emotional. And as I said the other day, I didn't think he was in a good place. He was very disappointed. And so we talked about all the options, and that was one that he brought up, and I certainly tried to discourage that. And I even told him that, listen, if you want to do that, if you want to go somewhere else and play, listen, I just won't play you. If that's what you want. That's not what I want, but I just won't play you. And but you know, this is at the end. He just said, "Hey, I appreciate everything. The opportunity to be a graduate from Clemson. Appreciate everything that you've done. The opportunity to play football here, but this is my decision. So you support him and you move on. That's all you can do. But this is just a football decision, guys. I hate that this is the world we live in, but it's where we are. But he did an awesome job for us. He's a graduate, and he truly did everything that's ever been asked of him. But I put it just like when Dexter Lawrence got here, and I put him in front of a bunch of upperclassmen because I thought he was the best player. I mean, that's what when Christian Wilkins got here, he started in front of a bunch of upperclassmen. When Mitch Hyatt got here as a true freshman, he started at left tackle in front of a bunch of upperclassmen. I made all those decisions because I thought it was the best thing for the team. When Deshaun replaced Cole, I thought it was what was best for the team. You know, and sometimes you get freshmen in here that are rare and unique. Nuke Hopkins, when he came in here as a freshman, a couple games in, he was a starter, and he beat out some upperclassmen. You know, it's just that's the way it is, and you know, so I can't apologize for that. It's hard. It's very difficult, again, especially when you really love somebody, and you know, you'd love to see it work out a certain way, but you know, it doesn't always go the way you want it to go or the way you'd like to see it go. At the end of the day, you've got to do what's right, and you know, I don't have any regrets for doing what's right for this football team.
Dabo,
You
did you
mentioned Renfro
foresee?
getting some work, or is he getting some work in practice?
Yeah,
at quarterback?
yeah. We started repping a little bit yesterday, dusted him off a little bit. So that's all you can do. You got to get it. We got to have a plan. A, B, C, D. Any of y'all got any quarterback eligibility? That's one thing that's probably, I did find that out today. That's one of the positives as we were finishing up our team meeting today. I've never had so many people come up to me and tell me what a great quarterback they were in high school or middle school or you know, whatever. So had lots of volunteers to come make sure I knew what a tight spiral they threw and you know what a good 95-pound quarterback they were back in the day. So seems to be we have lots of options based on the team meeting today.
Coach,
The coaches were super excited about the redshirt rule when it happened and thought it was a very positive thing. This is some of the unintended consequences. You still in favor of it?
Heck yeah. Yeah. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You know, maybe this becomes something that people do all the time. I doubt it. But you know what? Hey, it's opportunity for these young people. And how can you be against that? I mean, it is what it is. So wish them nothing but the best, and everybody has to make their own decisions in life. In life, you do, I do, all of us do. And sometimes we make good ones, sometimes we make bad ones, and sometimes we don't ever know if it's good or bad until down the road. So, you know, that's just where we are.
Coach.
It wasn't long ago when you had a stockpile of quarterbacks. Did you ever dream you'd be sitting here asking us if we had eligibility?
No, but that's just, hey, welcome to 2018. That's all I can tell you. You know, welcome to 2018. I think you know, and Trevor, I hate it for Trevor because he's just, I mean, he's done nothing but just show up and go to work, and his job is to be the best version of himself. And you know, he shouldn't apologize for being a great player. It's like when Deshaun won the job. You know, Deshaun hurt for Cole. I hurt for Cole. We had tears together. I mean, it was bad, but I'm glad he hung in. You know, he's the MVP of the Russell Athletic Bowl. You know, but no, I didn't. But that's where we are, and you know, we'll go recruit. And, you know, we're still in pretty good shape though. I mean, Chase Bryce is ready to go play. We got two guys that I know we can win with, and then we got to get Ben back up to speed in a hurry. You know, his role is fixing to have to change quickly, and then we'll work out all the other options we can. But you know, that's just where we are, and it's 2018, and you just got to deal with it the very best you can. But again, I hate it for Trevor. I even asked him. I said, you know, I'm sure because he started as a freshman in high school. You know, for a reason, and I you know, I said, I'm sure there was probably an upperclassman, a junior or senior, that you probably beat out or something like that. And I'm sure there was drama associated with that, you know. And I think he said, yeah, that guy's starting at tight end now for Alabama. So, you know, listen, it just comes with the territory. And he's a great player. Nothing's never been promised him. He's earned it. He's earned it. He's had to earn it. And that's what he's done. So, you know, proud of him for just being him and doing what he needed to do to put himself in this position. If he doesn't earn it, we're not having this conversation. But we'll push forward.
Coach
Yeah, but
Ben,
how's the focus been for the team with all this going on, all this soccer going on?
You know, these guys are football players. I mean, when the horn blows, we got work to do, and you know, coaches coach, players play, and we get ready. So we've had 2 good practices. That's all I can tell you.
Coach Ben had a couple scholarship offers to go elsewhere. He comes here without a scholarship,
Yep.
and then he's placed on scholarship when Hunter Johnson leaves. How fortunate do you feel now that he made that decision?
But really fortunate, you know. And originally we were going to put him at safety, and then obviously we had some guys leave, and you know, we're really fortunate that he's here because he's a very good athlete. Again, he hasn't had the reps of those other guys, and then he broke his finger, and so he just got back this week. But we're really lucky to have him because he's a functional quarterback. You know, he's not a guy that hasn't played the position or a guy that we're having to dust off from 6 years ago like Renfro. But I tell you, Renfro looked pretty good. He actually did all right. You know, we'd have to have a Renfro package, and not asking him to do the whole thing, but just what we need to win with if we had a disaster. But hopefully we don't ever have to talk about that again after this day today. But
Did you break out the film from Texas A&M on Hunter this week?
no, we did not.
It looked like Ben's put on some muscle since he first got here. Have you seen him really develop his?
Oh yeah. He's strong. Been in Power Hour. I mean, he came in pretty strong kid. I mean, obviously Coach Batson's his dad, so he kind of feeds him nails, I think, for breakfast and lunch. But he's a strong kid, and he's got good size. He hasn't been able to throw much until this week, so he's got to knock the rust off of himself and get back ready to.
Dabo, did you have a talk with Kelly, or did you find out when he didn't come out for practice?
Yeah, I did talk to him before our meetings, and he was in the team meeting and in the quarterback meetings, and then he just didn't come out of practice. And so, I mean, I'm at practice then. I sent somebody to make sure he was okay, because I was worried about that. So we did contact his family, just make sure he was okay, and he just went home. And when I came in, he just sent me a nice text, just saying, I'm sorry, but this is what he's going to do, and appreciated his opportunity, and proud of his degree and all that, but this is his decision. So that's it. I told him, I said, well, at 10:50 tomorrow, you got till 10:50 tomorrow because I'm on the clock. At 10:50, I'm going to have to confirm it one way or another, and so that's our world.
When y'all were recruiting Chase Bryce, what was it about him that y'all were particularly drawn to?
Moxie, winner, big arm, great athlete. He's a big-time baseball player too. He's got a high football IQ, and again, if you just watch his tape, I mean, he's a little Brett Favre-ish, in that. And I don't want to compare him to Brett Favre. That's not what I'm just saying. He's a little unorthodox sometimes. But he's just got this moxie to him, man, and he just finds a way. He's tough. So yeah, we were tickled to death when we were able to get he and Hunter in that class.
All right.
Thank you, Coach.